And then the team in the third quarter was incredible. The energy, just on both ends. And we made shots in the third quarter, but our defense really picked up. We looked a little slow to everything in the first half outside of 15. So just a really good team win.
I do want to ask about his approach to back-to-backs. He was really good in them last year on the second games, too. What do you kind of see from how he handles the 24 hours of rest and what sort of makes him as steady as he is in these particular games?
I think just the fact that he prepares every day for situations like this. If he has 2 days off, he's going to use that time to properly maintenance his body, to get on the court and get things done quickly and efficiently, to get off his feet, which allows you to be the efficient player that he is, nightly. And like I've always talked about practice and player development and all those kind of things. Everything he does is the same. The way he played today is how he works out when no one's watching. So that's what leads to this.
And then one other thing real quick related to that, just to the decision to put him back in around 6 minutes, was that your call? Was that him wanting to go back in? What did you kind of feel in that spot? I
feel like in the NBA, if you're not up by 40 points, you're going to put your best players back in to make sure you get to a certain point to win the game. There's zero disrespect in that. There was no, how many points did he have? I definitely, because he had sat for a while with Jonas, how good Jonas was playing, I thought about it, but I did think they started to press us. And he's one of our best ball handlers. He's a guy that can, bleed the clock. He's one of the best players alive. And so if you're trying to win games in the NBA, 17 points, 18 points, it's not that big of a deal with 5 minutes to go with a bunch of guys that, by the way, made 16 threes. And the guys that were in the game, Batum had 2, Sanders 3, Miller had 5. And so it would be stupid for me not to put my best players back in to make sure we win the game.
Coach, your thoughts on his double-double and basically deconstructing the wall. The wall is usually a problem for most teams coming in here, but Jokic seemed to have taken the wall out of it tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the wall is really cool. I think those fans get after it. He always says, some of these gyms he played in overseas, they sound pretty wild. So I think he's one of those guys that can kind of, clear his head and just play. But this place is hard to play in. A good fan base. But yeah, he was extraordinary tonight. It's one of those performances you won't forget.
And one more thing, can you talk a bit about Hardaway's grind and contribution to this team?
Yeah, he's been incredible. He's exactly what we signed. A veteran player that can make threes, has high IQ offensively, knows how to cut and move, knows how to space correctly. He's given good effort defensively. And, Tim is another guy that I have to maintenance through the season. He's played a lot of years. 20 minutes is a great number for him. In that third quarter, those threes he made, that really pushed the lead out and gave us control of the game, with the other guys getting going as well.
Thanks, Coach.
Hey, Coach. So what was some challenge today for you guys? What that you think that Clipper gives you that, maybe you guys can do better next time, or?
Yeah, I thought our pick and roll the first half was terrible. They just attacked us, and the ball was popping. James is such a tough cover, so we had to show him different looks throughout the game. He's one of the best pick and roll players that ever lived. So no excuse. So I just thought some of our rotations were slow in the first half, and so it's always good when your team reacts and gets better in the same game instead of having to watch film tomorrow, after a loss. So it was good to see the guys come out at halftime with much more intensity.
David, I apologize if you already answered this, but I thought the last 2 minutes of the second quarter, and you had to start because of injuries, Spencer ended up starting. I thought his defense, I know it's a team thing, but his defense and his pressure on Harden really helped turn the game around the way you guys are playing defensively in his short minute stint, whenever it was.
Yeah, and I think for Spencer, it's so easy as a coach to say don't foul him. And if you've never played against this guy who is Hall of Fame all the way through, you really don't know what it's like to guard him until you actually guard him. And so I thought the second half he was so much better, keeping his hands off but still being physical. And not to mention, I thought the adjustment to be up even more in the pick and roll with earlier rotations impacting the roller allowed us to really fly around and make things happen, turn them over a little bit, get out and run. And that's Spencer's special gift. He can really do that.
Following up on the stuff with Jonas before the game. What's the key and art that he shows to be able to be so productive even with limited minutes?
I think just readiness, professionalism. I was talking about Yoke and how he works and why he is who he is. I think Jonas has a joy for playing. The more I get to know him, he has a joy for life. So these experiences that he has with us, I think he's out there loving basketball. And I love the way he played, when he got out there. And Nicole's having this incredible night. And then you have your backup center come in and kind of dominate the game for a few minutes. So we're very blessed to have both guys. And I'm blessed to, have the guy around our locker room.
Hey, Coach, so, being around the Nuggets for quite some time, what'd you say about Jokic, Murray, and Gordon? Is this probably like the sweet spot you think in their career where they finally get the chemistry, like the best you've seen since you've seen them together?
I mean, we won it in 23, but I think those guys, every year they play together, there's more layers to it. The more you play with somebody, the more you get to know the tendencies a little bit better. I always look at it like if, in football, teams that have receivers and quarterbacks that just know where they want them to stop, sit down in a zone, where you just you have this mind meld with each other. And those three guys really do. And I think I always talk about this, success and failure are equally important in relationships and winning, and I think they've been through the highest of highs and Game 7 losses. Like, these guys have seen everything. So it's a joy to be around them. All three are super unique basketball players. And, they can all do a little bit of everything all on the court. Obviously, Nikola can do a lot of things well.
Okay, last one then.
Just the injuries, like you mentioned. Any sense on severity potentially with both Christian and Cam? Yeah, I talked to Steve Short. They're going to go through the process tomorrow. We'll know more. Obviously, whatever happened wasn't good enough for them to come back out and play in the third quarter. So that's concerning. But I really don't know. And I don't think they do either. And we have a full day here tomorrow to kind of get all that stuff sorted out, which will be good for me too, because if they are out or if they're in, we have to figure out a way to make our rotation make sense, if they're out of our rotation right now. So I'm hoping for the best, but this is the NBA. We all know this. These things happen, and there's bangs and bruises and all these things. So that's why you have a team, and the next man will step up. And tonight they did, to your point, in the third quarter. So it's fun to watch. Coach. Yep. Thanks, guys.